QRZ 222.1. K6MYC 222 Bozo Net, beaming the Bay Area and Santa Cruz. Waiting for check-ins, K6MYC. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Central California, beaming toward the Bay Area. Looking for check-ins on the 222 Bozo Net. K6MYC, Central California, Delta Mike 07. I think I'm listening on the right frequency. I'm transmitting on the right frequency. Now, radio says I'm on the right frequency. I assume everybody can hear that on live streaming. But nobody's listening, so it's meaningless. I wonder why. Should we have a 220 net anymore? Let me move this thing up into the Cupertino area. KD6SOK. Fred, are you here tonight? I need at least one more station to come on here so we can rag you and wait for other people to show up. K6MYC QRZ 222.1 Bozo Net, beaming the Bay Area but listening for anybody. I think I heard an old familiar voice. Let me bump the antenna a little bit further here. Let's see if was that W6PQL? Go ahead.
Yeah, PQL and K6WIS are both in there, WA6AXX.
Oh, okay, that might have been K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Thanks, Ed. It sounded familiar. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Very quiet evening here. I'm sure Tom will be showing up over there in Santa Cruz in a few minutes, and it's unusual not to have Fred. Fred usually is in here chomping at the bit. Take a transmission, and let's see if we can turn it over to K6WIS and see if he's hearing you, and we'll take another standby for him. WA6AXX, Los Gatos, K6MYC.
And KW6S.
There he is.
And welcome home, PQL.
Good to be home, Ed, but boy, am I feel like my eyelids open, you know.
Well, that'll just take 2 days.
Hey, good evening, Jim. Welcome back. 86S, okay?
Yeah, good evening, Fred. I hear you now. I guess I was a little too far south. This antenna may be off axis just a little bit. I'm getting everybody much further north than I normally have to point here. Good evening, Jim, W6PQL, WA6AXX, KD6SOK. And let me see if I can hear K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Paul, go ahead.
Thanks, Mike. K6NYC in the group. This is K6WIS. Your new antenna position picked you up from S2, S3 up to an S5 here, Mike. So you're Q5 now. And welcome home, Jim PQL. Good evening, you're 5x7, and thanks for relaying me the Ed, WA6AXX, here 5x9, the strongest of the bunch. So I'll hand it back to Mike. Net control to take it. This is K6WIS. Over.
Okay. Very good, Paul. We got you, 637. And let me see if I can hear Jim now. I think we've moved the antenna far enough up where Jim should be coming in. He's probably trying to figure out which way to point. He's been gone so long he doesn't know where Fresno is anymore. W6 Papa Queen London and the group K6MYC.
Hey, I'm not the one that has trouble aiming all the time, but I hear you okay now. I kind of positioned the antenna to where I could hear Paul. You're about the same on that particular heading, which I'm at now, which is maybe, about 97 is where I'm pointing, and you're about 105 when I'm directly on you. Anyway, I was waiting around for you to get to the Bay Area last night, and I've been flying for 12 hours and trying to stay up and hang in there until you got over to the Bay Area. I finally gave up about 8:15 or so and just hit the stack. But unfortunately, I only slept for 4 hours, so I'm still running on fumes. I'm going to keep it short tonight. Good evening, Fred, and of course Paul, and we got Ed in here too, who you know about already. K6MYC, W6PQL. Give me the whole story when I'm a little bit more rested, Mike. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, we'll be excited to hear the whole story. Sounds good, and you're sounding good actually tonight. Strong signal over here once I got the antenna right for you. And we do have Tom in here also, so let me pick up Tom, because he's the only one I really have to probably go backwards for. But good to hear you and hit to get 1296 in the log here again. And Fred, we haven't forgotten you, but let me get Tom taken care of there in Santa Cruz. KW6S, go ahead, Tom, and I'll move the antenna toward you. K6MYC, over.
K6MYC, KW6S, 610. Yeah, I was hearing Jim there. Welcome back, Jim. And for a moment or two, I heard Paul, WIS, better than I've heard him for maybe a couple of years, and then it just went away. So I'm a little bit surprised. I'm glad I'm here and get checked in. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, thank you. I heard you in there earlier, of course, and I did not move the antenna. You're coming in good enough here. I don't even have to move. So we'll leave it right where it is. It's pretty good for everybody else there. And Ed was the first one to make noise here. I was beginning to wonder I was going to do the whole net by myself here this evening. Don't run away, Ed. I'll get to you. But let me get Fred in here, and then Fred can shoot it over to you there. KD6 Whiskey, KD6SOK, I'll get it right. KD6SOK, K6MYC, and the 222 Bozo Net, over.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, Mike, and good evening, everyone else on the net. And welcome back, Jim. It's great to hear you again. We missed you. So, well, get as much sleep as you can, get as much rest as you can, and we look forward to hearing your story about your trip, so that's pretty awesome. Anyway, you sound good. Everybody sounds good. Even Paul up in Placerville, I can hear him. He sounds good. I can barely pick up Tom. That's because I'm not pointed in his direction. Anyway, Mike, 507, so you got a good signal tonight. It's cooling off now. We've got a cool breeze coming through the Bay Area, which is nice. The last couple of days are kind of warm. Anyhow, I'll turn it back to you, K6. That's okay. Thanks, Mike, and good night, Jim.
Okay, very good, Fred. Yeah, it was warm everywhere, I think. We had about 103. It might have even gotten beyond that. It felt like it was more, but it probably wasn't. I was just getting tired of it. I did go in the pool about 3:30 and got out about 4. So we got about a half an hour of pool time in and had a relatively relaxed day, busy with phone calls and phone things in the morning, and then did a little bit of woodwork in the cabinetry in the kitchen to isolate an area that was letting mice into the rest of the kitchen. I had an under the cabinet duct from the stove, and whoever put it in never closed it off, so the mice get in there and then they go everywhere in my cabinets. So we find little gifts on our big bowls and our things that we keep in the underneath cabinets there. So we thought it would be a good idea. I was prodded by Judy to maybe close off that area. We had started to do that earlier. Luckily, I went to the barn and I found a piece of board that was just about the right size, and I had enough. It was painted already. It was white, perfect, nice stuff, about 5/8 of an inch thick, almost to the right shape and size. I cut it and tweaked it and pounded it in there, and it's there to stay. I didn't have to put any screws or anything in it. It's wedged between the top and the bottom and the ends, and on two sides. So we've got the mouse problem hopefully taken care of. So that was my day. Whoopee. How about you, Ed, KWA6AXX in the group, K6MYC?
Yeah, nothing much. Went over to Half Moon Bay to have lunch and came back home, and that was about it. Let's see. So tomorrow I won't be checking in. We're going to a comedy show tomorrow at Montalvo, and that means we'll miss the other comedy show on all the channels. We'll watch that other comedy show when we get home recorded. So back to you. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Yeah, I wondered which one you were referring to. I wasn't sure if they were having a big showing of the debate there in the Montalvo auditorium. Hi. But yeah, I'm sure you'll hear more about the debate than you want to hear. We all are already. We're already tired of it. Anyway. So we'll count you out for tomorrow, but look for you back on Wednesday, hopefully. All right, let's see. I guess I think we've got everybody that we've heard so far. So let me just see. Ken should be in here, WA6OIB. Ken, have you made it to the shack yet?
285.
Who is it?
285 WB6JNN.
Okay, well, I'll take you. Go ahead, Jim. Take a transmission. It's all yours. I do not hear Ken, although he was here to my house earlier today and said that he would be checking in on 222. He probably came home after a long drive up to Bass Lake today, did some work on a repeater, and it sounded like maybe when he got home he sat down and took a little break and maybe took a nap, so maybe that's where he is tonight. He'll be in here later, maybe. WB6JNN, K6MYC. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, okay, K6MYC, WB6JNN. Well, this is my day off, so I was down in the Monterey Bay area and did some back roads to get over to Moss Landing and walked the beach for a while there and watched the surfer having no luck whatsoever, and then went up to Seaside and got across on the back roads to what is it, I don't know, the racetrack, Seca, Arroyo Seca, no, not Arroyo Seca, whatever it is. Anyway, went through the back roads there over to the highway and then back home. So that was sort of a nice day.
Yeah, sounds like a good relaxing day, but full of little stuff you hadn't seen for some time, no doubt. Probably revisited some places you hadn't been to for several years. I know when you were living over that way in Watsonville, you probably did that more often. Anyway, fine and good signal. Everybody's stable tonight. Last night on 2 meters, even 2 meters was terrible last night. Signals were watery and all over the place. QSB was terrible. So Jim, W6PQL, you didn't miss anything by last night. Boy, it was terrible. I never seen a night as bad as it was last night on 2 meters. It was sounding like 1296 sometimes, where you get those nights where you just don't have propagation for more than 30 seconds anywhere. It was awful. Anyway, good enough, Jim. Thanks for checking in. Let's take a standby and see if there's anybody else here on. We might have KB6BA, but I don't think he has 222. Come to think of it, I don't think Oliver has 222. Anybody else in the Bay Area with comment or to check in? K6MYC.
Got the 2 relays.
Well, hello again, Jim, and glad to have you back. WB68N.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Good to be here. It was fun to go, but it's fun to get back to.
I assume your flights over and back were pretty non-eventful?
Yeah, they were pretty uneventful. They were just long. You know, I flew into Lisbon, mainland Portugal, and then we had to fly back the way we came, about 2.5 hours to get to the islands, and same way going out. So it's just a long day when you have to travel that far.
Yeah. Whenever you're island hopping to an unusually, well, let's say this, there's less people flying to Lisbon and to the Azores than there are flying into London. So I know how that is, and you have to go with the flow on those things, but it does take a long time. All right. Good evening, all, and when you can, in a few minutes, we'll see you on 6 meters. Whoever can check in on 6, that would be nice. We should have some pretty good conditions. And some of the guys are going to be back with better stations, improved stations, supposedly tonight than we've had in the past. So we're going to be doing some testing with some of the stations up in Sacramento. Bill KO6KD has finally got his ICOM 7700, and he wants to make sure it's working properly. And as it was originally, doing better than a 7610 that he has. So that's coming up in the near future on 6 meters here. One last call, Bay Area 222, Bozo Net, K6MYC.
That's the 2 relays, Mike.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is K6WIS, relaying for KA60SX in Clear Lake and N1PPP and Nice, so north end of Clear Lake. Over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, they survived the fire in Clear Lake. That, Judy, two numbers for you, 336 and 160.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, they had a big fire. I don't know if you realize that, Jim, W6PQL, but they had a big fire in Clear Lake. They got it out pretty quick, but it burned about 75 acres from what we understand, and it also took out some homes. So that was the sad part of it. They didn't get it out before it ate some of the residents up there.
Called the Boyle fire.
What was it?
Boyles fire.
Yeah, the Boyles fire. We don't know how they get these names because it was meaningless maybe to anybody that even those that are living there don't understand why it gets names like that. Anyway, that's I'm glad to hear that they're still on the air and it didn't get to our ham buddies anyway. Thank you, Paul, and maybe we'll see you on the direct path in a minute. Let me swing the antenna up toward Oakley and get Rancho Oakley in here. N6 Rancho Oakley. N6RO. N6 Rancho Oakley, N6RO, K6MYC, calling and listening.
K6MYC from Rancho Oakley. Yeah. My temperature was 80 something. I didn't look. Real busy day. Hector's here, and we're working on 4 different towers. Over.
Oh, I didn't get the over.
816?
835. Okay. I guess I missed the last comment, Ken. Could you give it again? I was rotating the antenna back and forth. You're not your normal strength here, so just give me the last comment again, if you would. Over.
Yeah, okay. It's been a busy day up here. Hector's here, and we solved one of the tower problems, and we got 3 more to go. So it's keeping me busy.
Oh, very very good. Give our best, of course, to Hector. Imagine you have already. Tell him we're happy to hear that he's back on the job again, doing what he's best at. Hi. And fine on getting 25% of your problems out of the way anyway. Temperature here 103 or so it's a little warmer here, but not enough to talk about. And we're just about getting tired of the heat. Although I did go in the pool about 3:30, but I still kind of could not get going today. I couldn't get moving. I did work on some in-the-house projects, but I just couldn't get going on anything outside. So I guess I'm ready for a break. A couple of cool days will probably make me feel better. 10-6 Radio Oakley, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, fine. I think today was the coolest day we have. It was in the low 80s, which we really like when there's that monitor again, which is fine. It's going to get a little bit warmer the next 2 or 3 days, but not excessive. By the way, I've got to add that line noise we have. It's coming from basically east, all the way from northeast to southeast. And I hear it all from 160 through 432. And we're getting no cooperation from power company. Anyway, we'll see you on 6 in a bit. I'm going to go and cook some, I forgot, halibut. Halibut on the menu tonight, N6RO.
This is here.
Go again, Ken, 226, Judy. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, good evening up there, Ken. N6RO, WA60IB, and the rest of the gang. By the way, Ralph was here tonight, so we checked him in too. How you doing up there?
Okay, I guess you probably heard we're busy this week fixing antennas and towers and all that stuff. Good to hear you, Ken.
Yes, sir. I heard that. Yeah, you're getting ready for the big one. Okay. Very good. Yeah, and quit telling us what you've been eating. You're making me feel bad here. I had spaghetti and meatballs today. You know, the basic stuff.
He's having halibut just for the hell of it.
I'm finding that Costco is not carrying all the exotic seafood, so I'm having to go through Whole Foods or Amazon.
Wow. Okay. Well, you're eating the best. You sound great.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a basket case. I've had very little sleep the last 4 days. 2 overnighters in the contest, and didn't sleep much last night, anticipating the work party. Anyway, we'll see you later on 6 and 6RO.
Ken, tell him how many contacts you had with the Asian stations. Ken, go ahead.
Yeah, 1,950 Asians. 1,800 were Japan, and there was about 30 or 40 Chinese, and about the same South Koreans.
Oh, very good. You do good.
No, we had a crew of 5. We had a lot of problems. We blew 2 amplifiers, and I screwed up one of my K3s. Somehow I screwed up the config file, and it wouldn't record messages, and the audio output was low. It was just, what a mess. And I tried to fix it at 4 in the morning. That didn't work.
Oh, man. Yeah, wouldn't you know it. Well, you still did good. We're proud at you.
What was that?
I said we're proud at you.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. We're proud of you guys, too.
Yeah, you're going down in frequency for some reason. I don't know if you bumped the knob or something there, N6RO down in pitch a little bit, so you might have bumped the knob. No problem. We'll see you on 6, Ken. Thanks, and good to hear you here. I know you're tired. Go get dinner, and then we'll see you in 6 in a little while. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Good evening again, Ken. Good to have you here today. We have several people on frequency. In fact, W6PQL is floating around here. He's home. So you might want to swing the antenna just a little bit and see if he's still listening here and say hello to our newcomer old-timer W6PQL. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, very good. W6PQL, are you still there? WA60IB.
he's running on fumes. He's only had about 4 hours sleep. Long flight coming back from the Azores. So he got home, but he's only had about 4 hours of sleep since he's home. So he's dragging over.
Yeah, he's going to have to catch up for that. Yep. Okay. Very good. Carry on. I'll be here. WA60IB.
Okay, let me go up to Sacramento here. This should be pretty close. KO6KD and KJ6KFB. KJ6KFB and KO6KD. Who do we have? K6MYC, Bozo Net 222. Oh, come on, I know Bill's in there somewhere. KO6KD. Kilo Oscar 6 Kilo Delta, K6MYC. Bill, where are you? Well, I'm not hearing him. I'm sure we have propagation. He was in this morning. We had a long chat on 40 meters, as well as some of the other boys. K7VO, Bob, and up in Olympia was in, and so was Phil, WB6GGY was in. So I know Bill's around here somewhere. I have a cat that wants to climb on me. Oh, hi, Bootsy. Want to say hello to the gang here? You call CQ222. That's what you do. 222 with your long whiskers. She's got whiskers that won't quit. And now she's got me pinned to the chair, so I can't reach the rotator. QRZ 222 in the Sacramento area. Who do we have? K6MYC. You want to give one call up there, Ken?
Yeah, okay. KO6KD, KO6KD, or anyone else on Sacramento area. WA60IB and K6MYC. Over, guys. Hello there, Paul. K6WYS, WA60IB. Good to hear you.
Yeah, good to hear you too, Ken. WA60IB from K6WYS. The signal has a slight warble to it. It's really coming in direct, must be bouncing off something. Mike, his signal is only about an S2 in this direction, so he's just behind the hills there. You've got a much stronger signal there, Ken. Over.
Oh, okay, I appreciate that. Well, I'm pointing right at you, so that should be better. Okay, good to hear you. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. And I didn't get a chance to really tweak on you, Paul, but we're hearing you pretty well here, but not much better than on the bounce path there. I haven't heard Bill. I wonder where Bill is. He was on this morning on 40 meters, and he sounded like he was well, so I don't think it's anything. Maybe he's taking a little unexpected, unprepared, unplanned nap. Over.
756.
There he is. 756. Okay. Darren, go ahead. KJ6KFB 756. Go ahead, Darren. Thin tonight. Are you getting much out of Darren, Ken?
No, just a word now and then.
Yeah, very light tonight, Darren, but we've got you. 756, you're all checked in. So far, nothing from Bill, but we'll call it again for Bill there. KO6KD. I'm moving the antenna a little bit more that way. KO6KD, Kilo Oscar 6 Kilo Delta, K6MYC. Bill, are you there?
Yeah, Mike, right here. Just standing by. Signals are pretty light tonight. Are you copying me at all? K6MYC from KO6KD, number 776.
Oh, you're fine. No problem with you. I don't think you called in before. Nobody else heard you either, over.
No, because I never heard anybody, so I hear you now.
No, I was pointed right here a minute ago.
Well, I didn't hear you, so there you go. I can hear you now. Yeah, this time now the band came in. You're about an S6, almost an S7.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine here. And we hope the conditions will be stable also on 6 meters, so we're anxious to run your 7700 7610 test on the 6 there. Ken, say hello to Bill, and then we'll slide on up to Nevada.
Okay, yeah, good evening, Bill. Good to hear you. KO6KD, WA60IB. A little light tonight, but plenty copyable, over.
Yeah, that's why I was curious about, I never heard a thing. I'm hearing you fine now. Yeah, you're an S7 easy, good copy, Ken. Good evening to you. Nice to hear you. Good signal. Both you and Mike have come up now. I can copy quite well, but never heard a beep before. So, okay, anyway, good evening, 7:30 for now, and we'll stand by and see if I can hear anything over on 6 meters.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll carry on. Good to hear you, Bill. WA60IB. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, very good. 7-3, good to catch you this morning, and we'll hopefully maybe get in there tomorrow morning. I may be a little bit late. We seem like we've been missing my light sensing circuit is off in my head. So I think it's earlier than it really is, and I got up this morning and looked at the clock, and it was 5 after 8 already. So we got busy, really got dressed real fast and ran out, and luckily we caught everybody. So it worked out, but I was a little bit late even this morning. Try to be better tomorrow and from here on out. Talk to you in a few minutes on 6, Bill. KO6KD, is there anybody else on 222 before I go to Nevada? Anybody else? Nothing heard, okay. Going toward Nevada. Here we are up to Nevada. How about KE7UQL, KE7 Uniform, Quebec, London, KE7UQL. I wonder if you were there tonight, Daniel. K6MYC in the Bozo Net, over.
Well, here is 272. This is KE7UQL. I hear you, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, we hear you too. Your Q5, not real strong, but certainly readable. Good to hear you. Thanks for being such a good regular checker-inner here. I wonder if you've heard anything from Larry. Any signals from Larry yet tonight? Hear you on that one. KE7UQL, let me see. N7 Whiskey Tango. N7 Whiskey Tango. N7WT, are you there, Larry? K6MYC, over. Okay, nothing heard from Larry, but hopefully Larry will be in here on 6 meters in a few minutes. We've got a couple of minutes here before we get over that way or get switched over to 6. Let's have another transmission from you, Daniel, and I'll see if I can peek on you, and then we'll get it over to Ken. KE7UQL to take it, K6MYC.
Okay, Roger. We'll try to give you a long transmission here. This is KE7UQL calling from Delta Fox 09 Delta Fox. Good weather tonight, slight breeze, and you know all of our television transmitters are on the mountaintop above where the fire is, and the power lines run right through the fire, and we've had no TVs now for quite some time. Don't have any news to tell you about the fire. This is KE7UQL standing by.
Oh, is this the one that got close to Richard, or is this a different one?
No, yeah, it's across the valley from Richard. He's got the best view of it. But yeah, all of the broadcast transmitters are shut down at this time. Over.
Oh, I see. So that's why you don't have any TV. You still have power, but you don't have any TV. Yeah, they had a big fire up there. Just, in fact, Richard, Ken, you'll get a kick out of this. Richard was sitting in his living room, and they look across the valley, across the lake there, Wassaw Valley, and over to the other side, which was heavily wooded, but it has some houses and a big forest over there. And all of a sudden, I don't know whether they heard it or not, but they saw a big puff of gray smoke. And it turned out a propane tank at the ranger station blew up and started the fire, and it burned the whole hillside. So he's now got not as beautiful a view of the lake. All the trees on the other side of the lake are black. Over.
Yeah, you guys were talking about it when I was there. I heard about it this afternoon. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, well, we were talking about the Clear Lake one, too, which wasn't good. But anyway, as Daniel said, are you copying, Daniel? Okay, he said all the TV stations are over on that ridge, and nobody's on the air over there.
Yeah, I heard that. You betcha. Yeah, I know some of the guys over there. I'm sure they're real busy tonight.
I'll bet you they are. All right, Daniel, one more call for Larry, and then hopefully we'll hear Larry and Richard on 6 meters in a few minutes here. 73's Daniel, KE7UQL, K6MYC in the group, standing by.
Good night, Daniel.
Okay, guys, good night, and we'll give it a go tomorrow on 1296. This is KE7UQL 73.
Yeah, we'll look for you on 1296. Thank you, Daniel. Okay. N7 Whiskey Tango, last call here on this band, Larry. Larry's had received problems on 222. He can be S5, S7 here, and he barely hears me. So I don't know whether it's a one-way propagation or whether he's got noise or what it is, but he doesn't hear me very well. You might give one call to Larry, Ken, and see what happens.
Yeah, I hear some talking in the background right now. N7WT, N7WT, N7WT. You still there? WA60IB? Nothing.
No, I don't hear anything here. Okay, well, I don't know if there's anybody really missing in our group here. We're a little bit light, but not too bad. So I don't think there's any reason to go back and look for late checks or missed in the Bay Area. I think we got everybody. So let's just slide over onto 6 meters, and we'll see you there in a couple of minutes, Ken, for a rag chew until you have to leave at 8:30 there.
Here, I'll be over on 6N. Good night, everybody. WA60IB.
Good night, all. K6MYC, and Aaron, Aaron can't copy us here. Well, maybe he can. He's listening to the stream. So we'll see you on 6 meters, Aaron. K6MYC going to 6.
WA60IB, KM6SR. How you doing, Ken?
Yeah, turn your amp on.
It's on. I'm pointing up north. I always get ready for them when they start up there. Over.
Oh, I am too, but when I'm pointed up north and you are too, I can hear you. Right now you're about an S2. Normally you're an S9.
Yep, S2 is good enough, I guess, as long as you can hear me. Over.
No, I'm saying there's something different. I'm pointed the same way I normally am, and you are too, so interesting. You're really, really weak. It's like you're not running very much power.
I got the amp on, so and I see it's keying up when it's lighting up when I key. Over.
Yeah, you got a watt meter on it?
Yep, it's. I'm not sure if it's the right slug or not, but it's putting out my normal wattage. Over.
Normal. What's normal for that amp?
It's 1,000 watts, so it's probably putting 850, 900. Over.
Wow, I wonder where it's going.
Well, I did have an issue with the antenna after it blew down. I checked it. It seemed to be good, and I put it up, and it had a not very good SWR, like a 2.1 or something. Over.
Yeah, because normally when you're pointed up there and I'm pointed up there, I still hear you off the back. You know, right now you're so weak. It's crazy. Something's different.
Well, I'll have to give it a physical look tomorrow and see if anything's weird over.
Yeah, well, it could be me too. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm pointed up to the guys up north, WA60IB.
And I'm here. Good evening again, Ken, and good evening to you, Rob. Rob sounds normal here, although normal for me is so he's so loud I can't tell. Let me watch the S meter once, Rob, and I'll see if there's some obvious problem. But you're quite loud. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay. No, it's a normal way I talk, and the amp seems to be lighting up and working fine. So I'm not sure. Maybe a big bird landed on it and did something over.
You're 25 over 9, so I think it's normal. Considering I'm not looking at you, I'm looking toward Nevada.
That was a perfect double, both you guys. All right, WA60IB.
And WB6GG1.
Hello, Phil. How you doing out there?
Hey, we're doing pretty good. And you caught up on your sleep from the flight back?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm doing okay. We got caught up pretty quick, but then I, went back working, and that tears me down too. Oh well. N7WT, WA60IB.
Pointed up that way now. I thought I had it preset, but it must have stopped before I got there earlier when I was presetting everything. Good evening, all. N7WT and KD6BQ. I think maybe Richard may not be here tonight. I don't know whether he told me he was going to be here or not, but something about his astronomy meeting got pushed aside from last week or something because of the Labor Day weekend. I can't remember what happened there, but maybe they set it off a week, and that may be why he isn't in here. N7WT or KD6BQ, either one of you here, K6MYC, over. Nope. Okay.
W6BBS72.
Good evening, Frank. Good to hear you. How did your day go? Did you get Jen to the doctor and back again? Has she been approved to go back to work finally?
I don't know that. After everything else that transpired today, I don't know that. I'll give you full details later. She's home. She's fine, and I'm done with her, so I can come to work down there tomorrow. That's all done. And I do have another report on, remember the issues with antenna analysis last night?
Yeah. Might as well tell us about that. We got a few minutes here.
Okay, well, here's what happened.
network analyzer, the Mini 1300, just like yours. One of the things it has in it, it's called an OSL file, and you can make different files for different purposes. Now, I had two files. I had file A and file B. File A was with the unit calibrated to just its own connection. B was calibrated to a piece of coax that was about 6 or 8 feet long that I could use as a test coax to hook to an antenna or something, or anything that I wanted a resonant circuit on. So anyways, I don't know how this happened. Number one, it wasn't on using file A, it was using file B, which is my modified file. And I just have not had time to go back in and see what's wrong with the file. But here's literally what I did is I sat here and I tested, and I got a dead flat. So then I tested an open coax, and I got a dead flat. And I'm like, this can't be right. And so in all the messing around, I found out that I was in the wrong file. So I got back in the file, did a recal in that file to bear, to the basics and everything, and started analyzing things, and found out that where the problem was is I have a 125-foot piece of 1 5/8". You originally for EME you gave me two pieces, one about 90 and one about a 120, 125, and that piece there, which was in use on 2 meters at the old place, just got rolled up, brought it here, unrolled, had it taped up and everything, and it's showing a 2-to-1 SWR just through that. So testing the rest of the circuit, everything tested fine once I got the analyzer figured out. So it was the analyzer giving me error, not the rig. Over.
Okay. Well, certainly that still doesn't explain the 7-to-1 mismatch, but that could be just calibration errors in your simpler radios. The network analyzer is certainly more accurate. But, of course, that doesn't explain yet. Well, maybe it does. If the amplifier didn't like that 2-to-1, most of the time those amps they just shut down or something. They don't go into distortion. Ken's here. He can speak to that. Ken, go ahead.
Yeah, that's typical of the typical mode, but I've never put any of the amps on that much of a mismatch because I'm afraid of I don't trust the devices.
Yeah, very good. And I haven't tested it to the amp yet. In fact, I haven't transmitted on it. I've been, so busy with other things that by the time I got in and got checking on this stuff. Now, this did lead me to doing some other things, though, just to find out. First of all, I told you about the stuff I got from Robert. First of all, I made a mistaken way. It was some Superflex, a couple of 10-foot jumpers of Superflex with DIN connectors on both ends. And then he gave me some Superflex connectors so I could cut them in half and make adaptive jumpers out of them. But one of them he gave me was, one end had a 90-degree DIN on it, and it was a 20-foot piece of Superflex. And that was, and the other end was just cut off. So that was my first experiment. I put one of the in connectors on that. I'd never messed with Superflex before. A little bit different ball of wax there, but I got it figured out. And then I put one of the DIN connectors I got from you on one end of these hard lines that I took DINs off of for you in the first place. Went up at the other end and put an in connector on it and tested it all out, tested just fine, and then hooked the antenna and everything to it and tested all the way through the circuit good. So I've got the DIN connector thing going, and I figured out the stuff Robert gave me, so I'm making advances. Over.
Yeah, very good. Okay, well, I guess based on what you said earlier, you're going to be down here tomorrow. Got lots to do, but your option. It should be a little cooler tomorrow, which will be helpful. I wasn't able to get my steam going today. Couldn't get off my dead butt. I did work in the house a bit and did some project there, but not much outside. Not that I didn't want to go outside, I just couldn't think of anything to do that would be useful other than pulling weeds, and I didn't want to get started on that for some reason. By the time I got started on anything, I looked at the clock, it was 3:30, which means it was pool time for a half hour before I came in and watched the news. All right, let's see. I'm still looking toward Nevada, but maybe I should move it over toward Sacramento. I'm on one more call for Larry, N7 Whiskey Tango, or anybody else up that way, WA6LOL. And I can pull you in there, Phil, if you're close, if you're ready. I didn't move the antenna when you called in, but because you were pretty weak, but I'm sure I can get over on you. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, are you here tonight, Larry? K6MYC. I bet you Larry forgot it's Monday. He's still thinking it's a holiday. I guess Richard would be in here if he was home, so I think he's at his astronomy meeting. So I guess we can go towards Sacramento and wake those boys up. Down in here, we should have KR6MR and KO6KD. Anybody copy?
And WB6GGY, Bozo 884.
Yeah, very good, Phil. Yeah, we got you good copy. Now, we have you logged in anyway, but I was hoping to get you stronger, and now you're up there reasonably well. WB6GGY, K6MYC. How are you and Barbara doing today?
Oh, we're doing beautiful. It's great. It's cooling down day by day. It's absolutely gorgeous up here. So thanks for asking. WB6GGY, back to net control.
Thank you, Phil. I think Ken's already said hello to you there. Rob's in here. Rob, you want to try Phil and see how your station's working for him?
Okay. WB6GGY, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo. Good evening, Phil.
And a very good evening. Reading you just about an S3. The signal's down a little bit, but it might be the way I've got my antenna positioned. So, but we are copying. Go ahead.
Okay, I couldn't quite copy everything there, but I'm getting you about S3 also, so I guess we're not having good propagation, but thanks for being in there. KM6SR, back to you, Mike.
Okay, Rob, very good. Somebody else in there. Can somebody else read that?
Yeah, that's KO6KD. Good evening, Bill, from W6DBS.
Give it to us again slowly. I didn't copy. I got W6GBS, but I don't think that's right. Go ahead.
Mike, are you copying me, Mike?
I am now, but you were weak before. Go ahead.
Okay, that was KO6KD, and you heard me say Mike also because I asked him if he could hear me, and he was answering. You covered him up. So KO6KD is in there. Over. Hey, Bill, KO6KD, you still there?
Yeah, bad conditions. He came back to you.
Okay, I don't hear him anymore, so carry on.
Well, just stay with us. Let's get him in here. I'm pointed your way, Bill. Make a longer transmission so I can sweep back and forth across you and find out where the path is. You are just barely above the noise here. KO6KD, K6MYC, over. Are you on the 7700, or what are you on, Bill? I can't believe you're that weak. You've never been this weak on 6. KO6KD. Maybe we can get John in here and see if it's just band conditions or what. KR6MR, KO6KD, either one. K6MYC, over.
Now just keep talking, doubling with everybody. KO6KD.
Oh, now you're up. Now you're way up. Go ahead.
I unkeyed and you were talking, and I thought, well, that's just a lot of wasted breath. So, okay, anyway, I guess we're not going to run this is radio A, and I was going to go between radio A and B at the same power level, but looks like we're not going to do that tonight.
Are you hearing this, Ken? W6OYB, where'd you go, Ken? K6MYC. Well, it isn't time for Ken to go in, but maybe he went in early. Frank, are you copying Bill? He come up real good, and then he just went right back in the noise.
No, that's weird because he wasn't looking at me. It sounded about an S3 to me. Perfectly copied the first time he called in, and now I don't hear a thing out of him. It's just bizarre.
Yeah, that's the way 2 meters was last night. Bill, if you're copying, Bill, KO6KD. Let's see if we can get John in here. KR6MR, KR6MR, KR6MR. When you guys call, give us long transmissions so we can search for you with the antenna, over. Okay, well, we're beamed right up into between, sort of splitting between Roseville and Meadow Lakes, but Meadow Vista, I should say. That should be close enough to hear either one of you if there's any propagation. KO6KD, KR6MR, K6MYC, over.
I'm not hearing John. I am not hearing John, over.
I hear you now, but you're weak. Give us some more, over. Drive this thing a little harder. I'll get it up closer to 1500 watts. That may help you guys. KO6KD, Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Delta. That won't help the propagation, but it might help my signal. So you know when I'm asking you to do something. KO6KD, K6MYC, over.
I am hearing you, Mike. You are not hearing me. I am hearing you, but you are not hearing me, over.
Bill, you're not talking long enough. You give me an over, and I'm just getting my hand on the rotator. You got to give me more time, over.
If I talk too long and you don't ask me to do that, then I get chewed out because I'm talking too long. All right, we'll talk now. This is talking longer now. Let's see if you're able to get the antenna on me. There is no KR6MR tonight. I have not heard John either here or on 2 meters as usual. So there is no KR6MR. But this is
okay.
Darren, KJ6KFE, is listening, so you may get some calls. But other than that, there is no John, just yourself, over.
Okay.
John here, KR6MR. Right. Stand by. Hold on a second. John decided to turn the radio on. He's now there.
Go ahead, John. KR6MR with KO6KD, K6MYC, over.
Bozo 759. Good signal, over.
Well, I think we're we're doubling. You double with me. KR6MR, K6MYC. Take another one, over.
Yeah, okay, Mike, very good. KR6MR, Bozo 759. I was just making a comment that this is, as Bill said, the no job, over.
Yeah, almost the same conditions we had last night on 2 meters. The signals come up real nice for about 10 seconds or so, and then you guys just take a dive and go right down to the noise. I'm not losing you, but you go into the noise where the readability is very poor. Sometimes I can follow the conversation, sometimes I can't. That's how bad it is. So really a bad night for testing the setup there, Bill. Maybe if you want on tomorrow morning we can do it. I can do it easily here in the morning with you and from a 40-meter station. It's the same station. All I have to do is change the band, and the antenna is almost in the right direction where we have it anyway. So we could do the test in the morning on 6 meters. If maybe we have better propagation then, it'd be worth a try. KR6MR, then over to Bill, KO6KD after you take it, and then we'll see if Darren is in there. K6MYC for KR6MR. Go ahead, John. Transmission, and we copied absolutely nothing. No copy, but we detected you the whole transmission. The conditions are just terrible. Let me shoot it back to Bill. KO6KD, K6MYC. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, Mike, very good. We'll see you in the morning. We'll try this again in the morning. Roger, roger.
Okay, in the morning. Now, can you tell me if Darren is there? Can you hear Darren 756, Bill? Over.
Roger. He is standing by. Roger.
Okay, very good. Let me see if I can hear anything from Darren. Darren, make a transmission. I'll have to move the antenna a little bit, but make a little bit of a transmission for us, Darren. KJ6KFB, K6MYC. Over. Darren at all. All right, I'm going to go down to N6 Radio Oscar. Let me go to Oakley. I'm going to go down to N6RO and kind of give up on this Sacramento path. I hear you, Dane, WB6JNP. Give Judy your number.
Good evening, Judy. 107. Good old 107.
Okay, she got you 107. You're not real strong, but readable. Thank you, Dane. Hang on a second. Let me see if N6RO is in there. He is fixing halibut for dinner. Just for the hell of it, he's having halibut, so we'll see if he's copying. N6 Radio Oscar.
Yep, contact.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the other station checking in at the same time as Dane. Come again? They're gone now. There was somebody at the same time as Dane. Dane just took them out.
November 6, Bravo, Charlie.
You got that, Mike? November 6, Bravo, Charlie.
I've never heard of November 6, Bravo, Charlie, but we'll take it. I heard Bravo, Charlie. Give us some more details. Where are you, and do you have a Bozo number? My name is Mike. My call is Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. November 6 Bravo Charlie, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, north of Fresno. Over. I don't hear him now. Call him in, Frank.
Okay, he's talking. It's Bravo Charlie.
Change that on
get that, Mike?
No, he just came up with a noise, and I heard Bravo Charlie Charlie at the end, but nothing else. Go ahead.
Okay, I might be a little wrong. KO6DHI or something like that. You just got a vanity call.
Oh, okay. KO6 Delta Hotel India. That's Merle. And I want to say Modesto. I think he's in Modesto there. KO6DHI, K6MYC. So it's November 6, Bravo Charlie. Is it Merle? Over.
Bravo Charlie Charlie.
It's November 6, Bravo Charlie Charlie, or Big Chocolate Chip.
Yeah, okay, I'm not quite pointed at you. That's a problem, but I'll bring it around more in your direction here. You're much weaker than normal, but everybody is, so don't feel bad. Congratulations on the new call, Merle. I think, give us your Bozo number. I can't remember it. Over.
1134, 1134.
Okay, 1134. Very good. Now, make a little bit longer transmission, Merle, and I'll point at you in Modesto and see if I can pull you out. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger. Okay. Now we'll take it here and talk a little bit longer. Yeah, I put into that vanity sign for a little while back, and it came through finally on Friday, and so yeah, I didn't realize all the other things I got to go through, because I use logbook on QRZ, so now I got to start a new logbook there, and of course LOTW, I got to change that around and stuff like that, but yeah, I like it. It's a lot easier for me than the old call sign.
Okay, well, I peeked on you, but boy, the conditions are terrible tonight. I don't know what's happened the last couple of days to the VHF bands, but they're really terrible. 222 didn't seem to be too bad tonight, but 6 meters tonight and 2 meters last night were just atrocious. Anyway, Merle, we've got you. Congratulations on the new call. I know you got to start over again with your stuff, but it won't take you too long to get caught up there. November 6, Bravo Charlie Charlie, K6MYC.
Hey, Roger, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I'm enjoying it and stuff. So, all right, well, I'm going to let you get on there with the network so you can get into some of the others. You're not even as strong as you normally are. You're usually 9 plus, and I have you about 7 S units tonight. So, which is not par for the course for this time of year, I guess. But we will definitely talk to you later. 7-3 to you and Judy. You guys have a great evening, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
Okay. I'm only getting about 20%, maybe 25%, so it's readability 3 at the best, Merle. It's not your fault, it's the band, and I don't know why the band is this way. I don't remember hearing conditions like this ever, and I've been calling the net quite a while. I think we've been calling 6-meter net for a couple of years, and I don't remember it ever getting this bad, even around this time of the year, but it may be a yearly function. It may be a time of the year, time of the day function, and that may be what's doing it to us. Hopefully it'll clear up in a week or so. 73, Merle, thanks for checking in, and I'll be standing by for N6 Radio Oscar. I'm pointed close to you, Ken. N6RO, go ahead, K6MYC.
Real quick, Mike, I just remembered. N5NPD, check him in. He called it an early night.
Yeah, Roger.
7-3.
I got him checked in the other night. Are you talking about tonight or another night?
Tonight. He took an early night. I guess he had a long day at work or something today, so he asked me to check him in.
Okay, 1129, N5 NPD. Okay, thank you, Merle. We got it.
Roger. 7-3. You and Judy have a great night. N6 BCC.
Yep, 7-3. Okay, N6 Radio Oscar, did you finish your halibut there, Ken? And maybe fell asleep in the chair. N6 Radio Oakley, K6MYC, calling and listening. We're probably so early on 6, he's not ready for us. Okay. wake up here. He'll catch us when we're toward the Bay Area. Let me go on into the Bay Area and see who we have in the Bay Area. Okay, this should be close enough to start with anyway. Bay Area, 6-meter Bozo Net. Bay Area, K6MYC, Bay 6-meter Bozo Net calling and standing by.
K6USY.
Good evening, Aaron. I guess when all else fails, we can work somebody that's 25 miles away, over.
You got another one.
Who's the other one?
We're that far apart. Yeah, I don't even think we're that far apart, but K6USY, 1079, and Bozo 1100's in the other room watching TV.
Okay, got that. Even your way down, all the signals just sound terrible tonight from everybody. But let me just see, Frank, did you say there was another one beside Aaron?
Yeah, who was the, I think it was Kilo Oscar 6, the other check-in, come again, please?
Delta, Germany, Japan, DJJ.
Yeah, that's him, and I didn't hear him this time.
Yeah, it's John up there, DDJ. Boy, that's a tongue twister. Try another transmission, John. We'll see if we can pull you out. I'll move the antenna back a little bit your way. Let's see if we can do this here. Say, give me about 290. Can you give me 290, Judy?
385.
305?
285.
285. Okay, let me go up a little further.
290.
Okay, this should be closer to you, John. KO6 Delta Golf Juliet, K6MYC. Try it now, John. Copying him here.
I heard a murmur and that was it.
Well, call him in a couple of times here.
Who am I calling?
KO6 Delta Germany Japan.
KO6 Delta Germany Japan. Are you on? This is Whiskey 6 Bravo Bravo Sierra. Relay for net control. Over. Copy that. That was 1145. I got your Bozo number 1145. We've got you checked in. Over. Yeah, right. Okay, I heard you call sign that time too. This is Whiskey 6 Bravo Bravo Sierra Frank. We're struggling to hear. Sometimes I hear a little bit. Sometimes Frank does. But we got you all checked in. Thanks for being there. Over. Mike, carry on. We got it done.
Yeah, we got the 1145 from John there. Thank you very much. I could hear him occasionally, just a word, but never got anything that was readable. So, boy, the conditions are just terrible. I've worked him several times here, both on this band and on 2, I believe. All righty. I'm going to go right in, back into the Bay Area then. Here we go. Bay Area, K6MYC Bozo Net. Anybody?
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay, WA6AXX 773, I think. Ed, over.
Yeah, I will try to keep remembering that. 773, that's correct, yeah.
got you. Boy, conditions are terrible, Ed. It must be the transition. Must be the time of day and the sun location and stuff. It's just killing of tropo propagation at this time. It may be better in an hour or two, and it may be something else that's going on that's longer lasting. I have a tendency to feeling that's the time of day. You're Q5, but boy, it sounds horrible here. Over.
Okay, yeah, you're doing fine. You're running a lot more power. I'm just running, I guess, 75 watts. But no, you sound great. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, on top of everything else, I've got my friendly solar generator noise or solar inverter noise, and that's not helping. You're clear with it when I turn it off, but pretty distorted audio-wise when I have the blanker on. But anyway, thank you, Ed. You want to take a standby, Ed, and see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area? Maybe I can't hear anybody, and Frank's doing fairly well, but not much better than I am. Over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, and by the way, you're 10 dB over S9, so very strong signal. Doing great. Yeah, anybody else in the Bay Area want to check into Bozo Net on 6 meters, WA6AXX, listening for a little bit?
Yeah, I got you, Stan, not Q5, but we got you, AB6SR807. Take a transmission, Stan, K6MYC.
Yeah, I'll keep it short, Mike. You and Frank are about the same with me, about 5.6, 5.7. So I'll keep it short. Back to you, K6MYC, AB6SR807. Good evening, Judy.
Yeah, good evening. Judy says good evening, but boy, it's tough copy for both my ears and hers. Got it, Stan. It's not anybody's fault, it's just the band. Everybody's really down in the mud here. Thank you, Stan. I'll keep it short. I'll send it back and let Ed make another call. Maybe he can stir up somebody else here. I'm running smoke here tonight. I got everything turned up wide open. As long as the FCC doesn't come in, we're in good shape. So I'm giving you all the smoke I can give you here. WA6AXX, make another call, Ed, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good. Good evening, Stan. Hope you're doing well. And anybody else want to check into Bozo Net, WA6AXX listening? Nothing heard.
Okay, nothing heard either. Let me ask you, Rob, maybe what your experience is. The same thing I'm experiencing. Everybody's signals are just terrible. Rob, is there anybody else that we should, well, I guess we should go down south and look for KB6RQU and anybody else to the south of us here. I haven't heard Carrie for a while. So let's go south and give it one more shout that way, and we'll give her away, okay?
All right, sounds good to me, Mike. I'm having just as much trouble as you are, so it's very lousy band conditions, KM6SR.
Let me stop this. That's still KW6 Sugar here. I don't want to forget him, and maybe even Scott might be in there. I don't know whether Scott is home or where he is, but he could call in through the remote base. Scott, I think, is moving to Arizona, as we've talked about. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC, Tom. KW6 Sugar, KW6S, KW6 Sugar, what is that, 275 something? KW6S, KW6S, K6MYC, calling and listening. We could call AF6 United as well. AF6U, Lee, if you're in there, come on in. AF6 United, K6MYC, over.
K6MYC, America Fox 6 United. Yes, I'm here tonight. And I know Tom was having some antenna problems. He was on the 10-meter net earlier, and apparently his main antenna had some problems. And I'm not sure sure how that's affecting him on 6 meters, but yeah, he said that he was having some antenna problems, so maybe that's why he's not here right now.
Okay, well, we'll check him in. I'm sure he was there on 222. Let's put 610 in there also and get Tom in here. Thank you, Lee. You're not good copy here, but it's Q5, but I've got this horrible noise in that direction, and I mix that with poor signals, and it's just horrible. Anyway, great to hear you. I was not expecting to hear you, but I guess you mentioned to Tom that you might have the 432 going by Thursday. So we'll look for you on Wednesday and on Thursday night this week. AF6 United near Watsonville, K6MYC.
Roger, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to get the antenna up again, and I think there's going to be a little bit of an improvement here. Crossing my fingers, and I'll see you Wednesday and Thursday. K6MYC from AF6 United. Good night.
Okay, good night to you, Lee. Thanks for coming in. And we'll look for you whenever you can get on, obviously. Nice to hear you tonight. We're running very light on check-ins, so every last one helps, of course. 73s, my friend, AF6 United, K6MYC. One more standby for Tom on the outside chance he got it working. KW6S, Tom. KWA6LIE. How about you, Scott? Okay, nothing heard from Scott, so I'm going to go right on down, as we talked about, to Lake Isabella, Rob.
Roger. I'm heading that way, too. KB6RQU, Rick, you on tonight for the 6-meter Bozo Net? KB6RQU, KM6SRR with K6MYC, standing by.
Boy, he's going through another doldrum period, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. He texted me the other day, and I looked something up about repairing his car. So he's around, or?
Let's see, Kerry would have checked in, but I'm going to call him anyway. KC5DTU. Anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley, please come in now. San Joaquin Valley, please. Anybody copying me anywhere, any direction? We're missing WA6LOL, but the moon is just setting for him, so he's probably still over on 2 meters. This is Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie 6-meter Bozo Net, looking south toward LA and Lake Isabella. Over. Okay, well, I'm tired of listening to white noise with power line grid grunge in it. So we're going to get out of here. Say 73s to everybody and call it a night here, but thanks for your help, Aaron. Over to you, Aaron, and you can turn it back to Rob and Frank. Thanks much, and we'll see you in the morning, Frank, at your on whatever schedule you're on there. W6BBS, KM6SRR, K6USY to take it, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Yeah, making sure you can hear me. Okay, yep. I'm in there. But, yeah, interesting conditions tonight. I don't think you ever got really strong down here. So, I don't know, maybe we got a really weird inversion layer tonight.
Yeah, there's something going on, major inversion or something, inversion, absorption, something. Hopefully it clears up. I don't know whether it's time-related. Daytime, I'm talking about time of the year, time of the day combination. I have a feeling that that's most of it. We're just at the wrong time of the night when the band is going through a transition period. Anyway, we'll just have to chalk it up to, well, better things to come next time. Good night, Aaron. Good night to Brittany in the background there. Judy says good night to all there. KM6SR, pick it up, Rob, and then over to Frank.
Okay, Mike, I got a count of 17. How you guys doing? Over.
We got 18.
Oh, yeah, I forgot myself, so that's the same as I got.
Okay, cool. Over to you, Frank. Thank you, Rob.
Good night, everybody. I'm going to sleep. W6BBS.
I'll bet you are.
Don't fall asleep on the shack.
Hey, don't say that. You can't. You would not believe how many times I've done that in recent history. In fact, a couple of nights back, I woke up, or in fact, it was last night, I woke up in my chair in front of all this mess, and it was 12:30 in the morning, and my back and neck was killing me, so don't jinx me to do it again, over.
Don't do that. Go to bed.
Yeah, make it back to the house first.
Good night, guys. W6BBS.
7-3.
Good night, Frank. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
Good night, Frank. W6BBS, KM6SR. You old slacker, you. Hey, I'm getting some Birds of Paradise. I get some flower stems coming up. Is Jen, would she be cheered up if she had another plant over?
No more, Rob. I don't have the water. I just don't.
Okay, just checking there. All right, 73, KM6SR, QRT.
Good night, Rob. Good night, all. K6MYC, clear and closing. From K6MYC, Delta Mike 07.